Welcome everybody to the Mega Man 2 review. And yes, Mega Man 2 acclaimed by everybody as the best, Mega Man game in the not only classic Mega Man game, but obviously the best Mega Man game in general. Well, I wouldn't say it's the best overall. I would say, well, that's what this review is all about. Mega Man 2, obviously, it's a damn good game. I'm not gonna lie. So let's get down to the brass tacks. Yeah, Mega Man 2 obviously has the best weapons in the franchise, and do not tell me that Mega Man 9's weapons are better, because number one, Mega Man 9 is a crap game, and I'll explain more on that when we get to that review. But Mega Man 2, oh man, I love this game so much, it's just so good. And the music for Mega Man 2 is really damn good, my personal favorite being Airman's theme. It's the way you hear that is just so cool, the way you hear that theme. And obviously I go Airman first, just so I can listen to the music. And obviously Airman's easier to take out with the Mega Buster. And obviously you get item 2, which basically makes a Heatman stage a complete joke. Yeah, so the level layouts of Mega Man 2 are really good. I mean, I do love the color palettes. I do love the fact that they changed all that. I love the flashy colors in Flashman stage, and I love the item abilities you get in this game. Item 2 is basically a jet board, which is the precursor of what would be a rush jet. And you also get cool weapon abilities. And this time, the cool thing they introduced are energy tanks. Yeah, because apparently in the first game, which was atrocious because of the difficulty, they introduced energy tanks. You could carry up to 4 energy tanks. You can keep them if you get a game over, so be wary about that. And of course, you got the Robot Masters, which by far, these Robot Masters are legendary. A lot of people love these Robot Masters, and I think they're cool too. Yeah, so when you play Mega Man 2, obviously, you do have 2 difficulties. You have normal, and you have harder difficulty. The harder difficulty means the original hard mode, which when this game came out for Japan, where normal mode basically lets your Mega Buster does more damage, and it one-shots all these enemies that have the tin cans. And of course, Mega Man 2, I meant what I said. They have the best weapons in the series, because you get the Metal Blades, which is the most disgusting weapon Mega Man's ever gotten. You can fire in 8 directions. It uses low ammo count. It's fun to use, and it makes mincemeat out of anything. You can destroy basically all enemies. Well, mostly all of them. It's a fun weapon to use, fun to spam around, and there's no drawback for using it. All the weapons are really useful in this game. I personally don't like using Metal Blades all the time because, you just get bored of spamming the same weapon over and over again. I personally like the Quick Boomerang. It's a fun weapon. If you're close up range, it homes in on enemies, and it uses low ammo. The Leaf Shield's a really good weapon too, just for protection's sake. I hardly even use it, but, when it's there, it's there. And of course, we have state level design. The one level I despise the most, and we all hate, is Quickman Stage, just because of the insta-kill lasers. And fun fact, in Mega Man X5, they brought that concept back in Zero Stage 1 as a homage to pay for this game, so that's really cool. Yeah, but the level design, all the stages, they all have unique gimmicks. Obviously Quickman's got the insta-kill lasers. Flashman has the ice aesthetics with a flashy background. That's cool and all. And the weapons, they're unique. You have Time Stopper right here. I mean, Flash Stopper, my bad. I'm thinking of Time Stopper from Mega Man 4. Which would have been the weapon they should have brought back for X5, but instead we got Time Stopper because X5 uses a lot of concept from this game. Because, Dark Hold is basically the same thing. Yes, of course. And of course we have Heatman stage, which we have reappearing, disappearing blocks, and we have a lot of these metal enemies. But the one thing everyone hates about Heatman stage is the block puzzle towards the end. Now, if you have items, but if you're unfortunate enough to try to do that block puzzle legitimately, you're a true maverick, you're a great player. But, for me, I say screw that. We have item 2, we have weapons. That's the whole point of having weapons, is to use them, have fun with them, right? Isn't that the whole point? Yeah, but overall, the level design of Mega Man 2 is really good. Not too cheap, and it is challenging. Like right here, you have the block puzzle, but we have item 2. We could say, fuck this, we just skip all this. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun to tinker around with the weapons. You know, like right here you have Quick Boomerang, takes these giant Wildcat enemies from Woodman stage, and Woodman's theme is really damn good. One of my personal favorites, but Airman's theme would always be my favorite in Mega Man 2, just because the way you hear the startup, it just sounds so damn good. You know, it's just great. You know, the aesthetics are great. The enemies, for each stage, they each have their own set enemies to fit the environment, and I love that about this game. It's really damn good. Yeah, so obviously the whole events of Mega Man 2 is after the events of Mega Man 1. Obviously, Dr. Light got his robots back after Dr. Wily was upset that he stole them, and that's why he wanted to take over the world, and Mega Man defeated him, and he just left Wily there, apparently just to gather his thoughts. He didn't seem to arrest him or do anything, but whatever. Hey, long story short, obviously we have to fight 8 robot masters, all created by Wily, and we have to put a stop into this. Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, so yeah, we go to different layouts here and there. I mean, Crashman stage is my least favorite stage in the game, because it's all vertical climbing, you have obnoxious enemies. If you don't have Leaf Shield or Time Stopper, this stage is a nightmare. Or Item 1, so you can at least get some small skips here and there. Yeah, but still, man, the level aesthetics, they're still fun, I guess. Alright, you got these Pokebot enemies here from, not too difficult here. And of course, now we got to the Wily stages. Yeah, so, before I get any further, Wily Stage 1, it's a great theme. Don't get me wrong. But I honestly think it's overrated. Come at me, bro. Come at me. If you're gonna convince me, you're not gonna convince me otherwise that Wily Stage 1 is the best Wily theme in the franchise. I flat out refuse. No. I honestly think the Wily themes from Mega Man 10 are way better than this. That's just my personal opinion. But let's talk about the Wily bosses we get. We obviously get the Mega Dragon. The Mega Dragon, obviously, if he touches you, it's might as well be a one-hit kill, because the hitbox is very strong on him. And of course, for Wily Stage 2, you got the block puzzle chasing after you. Not too difficult. If you have metal blades, you can just take out these enemies faster, but you do take a lot of damage, so be careful. Thankfully, you can fire diagonally with the metal blades. And of course, use your energy tanks to refill, because remember, if you get a game over, you don't get to keep your energy tanks like in future games. But other than that, the boss fights in the Wily stages are not too difficult. They can be taken out easily. And of course, you got the Guts Dozer in Wily Stage 3. Just spam the Quick Boomerang and put Gutsman out of his misery. I swear Wily has a weird fascination with Gutsman. I don't know why. But of course, the Boom Beat Trap. Oh, I hate this fucking boss fight. Its only weakness is Crash Bomber, and in order to take it out, you have to use Crash Bomber to take out these walls. And the only way to do that is you got to use a full bar of Crash Bomber to take these things out. And you have to planet strategic, and it's very cryptic. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, seriously, you make this atrocity of a boss fight, which is trial and error. If you're playing this game for your first time, you're not gonna know that. But oh well. And of course, you have the boss rush which thankfully they're all confined into one room. You defeat the boss, you get free health, and you move on. Now, a lot of people may find the boss rushes, very boring, and you just defeat them, get free health, and move on to the next one. They're all confined to one room. A lot of people did like the Mega Man 1 approach, where you fight different bosses. I didn't, because the problem is those bosses don't even give you health. Not even in the Mega Man X boss rush, you even get free health. You just defeat the enemy and just move on. I hate that about the boss rushes. Like, no, if I defeat an enemy, I want free health. But that's but whatever. And then we take on Wily, spam Metal Blades, take him out easily. Spam like 20 Metal Blades, so you get rid of him easily. But then, of course, the Doctor gets away, and then, of course, you chase after his ass, where you have to fight him one more time. Because seriously, you can't play a Mega Man game unless you face one or two forms of Wily. And, of course, the boss fight here is the alien. Yeah, it's basically, so this alien just fires projectiles at you. It's in an infinite loop, obviously, so it's really easy to dodge. Its weakness, of course, its only weakness is the bubble lead. So try not to waste too much of it, because this boss fight is very difficult. if I believe he hit him with another weapon, he could actually heal himself. So energy tanks, you know, just to save yourself. Yeah, so overall, the boss fight's really easy, and obviously it was just a hologram all along. That's a neat concept right there by Wily. So of course, Wily fails again. What else is new? And so Mega Man obviously, you know, defeats, you know, Dr. Wily for the second time after his failed attempts at the last game. And so yeah, you put the good doctor out of his misery. Nice. Bow down to the king. Yeah, so my final thoughts on Mega Man 2 is, this game is a great Mega Man game. Like, if you never played a Mega Man game before, whether it's the X series or the Classic series, I would highly recommend you play Mega Man 2 first. Now, however, you're going to run into some hiccups, obviously, because of the Boot Beam Trap boss fight, obviously, but other than that, it's the most fun to replay. And obviously, Capcom honestly didn't even want to make this game when it first came out. It was made by the developers on their spare time, and it took them, I believe, 4 hours to create this game, if I recall. All I know is that the game was made during their spare time, and it gave us an instant classic. And that prompted Capcom to make, you know, obviously Mega Man 3, which of course had a lot of delays. It's a pretty good game too, and I'll review that game next in the lineup. But for Mega Man 2, this game is a true classic, and I would highly recommend it for anybody who's a hardcore Mega Man fan, or you just want to get your feet wet and try the series. And the music is amazing in this game. Like, the intro theme is just amazing. Airman's theme is my personal favorite. Woodman has an amazing theme. You know, the music is just so damn good in this game. And the weapons are so much fun to use. Like, you won't regret playing this game. Now, obviously, if you run to Wily Stage 4, like I said, the Boot Beam Trap, just make sure, you know what you're doing, this and that. It's not trial and error. You just have to, you could persevere and you'll pass the game. But overall, Mega Man 2 is a fantastic game. You know, it does have some flaws here and there, but overall, it's a great game, and I give it a 9 out of 10. You know, it does have flaws here and there that I didn't point out, but at the same time, this game is so good. You know, saying it's a 10 out of 10 is a perfect understatement. So those are my final thoughts right there. So, yeah, Mega Man 1 obviously wasn't, I didn't like that game because it was too difficult. You didn't have no energy tanks. For this game, you have energy tanks, you have better weapons, you have kick-ass music, and the best part, no Yellow Devil. That's right, they learned their ways. And the boss fights were fun. You know, the Mecha Dragon is fun. It's a fun chase boss fight, I'm not gonna lie. It's really fun. And Guts Dozer was pathetically easy, but you know, the other two boss fights, they give you a run for your money, but you know, that's what the difficulty curve is for anyways. And if you want a real challenge playing this game, obviously you can play it in the original Japanese difficult, where your Mega Buster doesn't do as much damage, and the enemies hit harder, so you do have that option, which is awesome. The fact they gave you that feature back in 1980 and 1988, that is so cool. Alright, those are my final thoughts. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace!